Why isn't the stream starting? All right, I believe the stream is started. We're getting a bunch of price action here this long. Oh man, getting wrecked. I don't see any news headline. This is brutal. Brutal wick there. Not even a wick, a brutal candle. Jeez. Let's see if I can get out flat on this. Might have to manually stop out. It's not really a technical move. There must have been a headline here somewhere. See if we get a bounce off VWAP here. Otherwise, all right, we got Iran's parliament speaker has resigned, according to Israel. That's the headline. Drop 50 points from the headline. Doesn't seem like much of a headline. Ouch. It's killing me here. I just want to break even at this point. Alright, this looks like I need to go flat. The order book's thinned out. Oh god, it's going way too fast. Jeez. Come on. Has to be a bigger headline than that. Diego, good morning. I'm getting wrecked right here. Kind of feel like adding, but oh god, the 10 o'clock hour always destroys me. Oh god, look at that. Ouch. This is a real trade, bruh. I don't want to chase. We got some resistance here, or support. Oil just pumping. I'm negative for the day. And I might just get out here. I'm only 2 micros in, but we're already down 250, 270 bucks. Brutal. All right, it's going to flatten out. Down 166 for the day. Ouch. We can 120 point move in a couple of minutes on news that shouldn't even matter. Well, yeah, that happened out of nowhere. Well, now since I'm out, I'll probably retrace that whole move. Funny thing is, I'm up 322 on the paper trades. Down 166 on the real. Go figure, right? Go figure. Well, you win some, you lose some. That's how it is. I was up on the trade, couple bucks. This held too long. Guess I'm better off holding off right now. Don't want to start FOMOing. Oh, what a brutal trade. As soon as I get in. Got in around here, and then boom, a couple minutes later. Huge red candle. I added, thought thinking it would retrace it. Still going down. Think I might need to touch some grass. Still looking heavy. Below VWAP now. VWAP's flat. EMAs are all moving down. No bueno. Let's go into practice account. Brutal. This is just a practice account. Trying to get my FOMO out. Oh God, look at that. Isn't that always the case? Practice accounts are... Practice accounts, you always make money, man. $164 points down right now. In the last like 10 minutes. Brutal. Man, I gotta go touch grass. Brutal move. Diego, that's on a paper trade. All right, let's take a real trade. Let's see if we get some of this back. All right, got a little bit back there. $30. Feeling the FOMO, but man, this is no headline dump here. Oil still looking like it wants to push up. Equities rolling over. But Palantir down 7.2%. Oracle's down 6%. Microsoft down 4%. Tesla down 3.5%. SanDisk down 3%. Silver's down 2.6%. Trump is not eager to resume the war, but may not have a choice. That's the latest headline. Oh, God, still pushing down. Last week's high was 26,884. Looks like it wants to break that too. See if there's a Trump tweet or something. What happened here? Nothing much from Trump either. What a wild dump. That's a wild dump. That 1 15-minute candle is freaking 167 points. 270-point move from the highs of today. Wow. I'm trying to figure out what happened. I don't see. Will this be the big short? I mean, it's looking like it. We blew past 26,900 areas. We're in the 8s now. God dang. That would have been a great short. I need to find out why. Is it just... Is Israel just releasing a bunch of news? Negative news? That's all it took? I mean, Trump is not eager to resume the war. That should be positive. Israeli assessment says renewed fighting in Iran seems approaching. Israeli officials, Trump offering hand in friendship, but no one to negotiate with. Unbelievable. Wow. And it keeps going. Unbelievable. And it won't stop. NQ down 0.75% now. We were positive for the day, and now it's going down. Oil still blasting up. Unbelievable. No retracement at all. Just straight down. You'd think you get some kind of push up. But they trapped a bunch of people here, though. All these people here are trapped. Whoever longed up here are definitely trapped. Wow. What a dump. Actually, today's highs was up here. So from today's highs to the low, that's almost 300 points. Wild. Look at that hourly candle. Insane. Insane. The moment you've been waiting for, Diego, and you have no evals. Tell me about it. Oh, God. I've been feeling bearish the last couple of days and just keeps rolling up. As soon as you feel bullish, the market just flips on you. Right at 10 o'clock, too. And I know that's the worst time of trading for me. Jeez. And still going down. Looks like oil's going to 100. Oil's already up 4%, 4.15%. God, oh, and it still goes down. Still continuing down. Unbelievable. I think it's just time to step away from the market here. Since it's a paper trade, let's go all in. Let's go. God. But Diego, are you going to get an eval next week? What are you thinking? Man, last night, I had a bunch of viewers. I had like 30 people watching at one time. I don't know if there are bots or something. Actually, there's a lot of people in the comment or in the chat too. So I had my biggest night last night. That was awesome. Yeah, 101 subscribers. I thought I would add more because I had a lot of people coming in yesterday. I don't know if someone put a shout out for me or something or what happened. But people just started coming in. They were in the chat. A lot of people came in. Well, a lot of people go for like my channel. It was nice. But during this time of day, there's so many people streaming. Like, who wants to watch me, right? Oil's going to make another push up here, it looks like. Maybe 97.50s. Just wow. Equities still look like they want to go down. Maybe touch here, double bottom. God. Diego, thank you very much. Appreciate you, bro. Are you paper trading today or just watching? Oh, yeah, look at that pump. Look at that pump. Oh, there goes my practice account. Well, at least it was a practice. Look at that 1 minute candle right there is 50 points. Just going wild. The heads of the three branches of Iranian government jointly posted a message containing a common sentence on their accounts on X. Okay. Trump to greet Israeli and Lebanese ambassadors at the White House tonight, according to Axios. Man, even one micros will kill you. Still in a practice account. Ouch. This is brutal, guys. And no real news. I mean, that's all it took, and we go down like 300 points. Come on. There we go. Another push down. There you go. Another push down. Unbelievable. That's wild. Let's see if we're going to break this low that we had from that news headline. God dang. Well, those are the kind of price action moves that destroy accounts, that's for sure. Wow. Iran's president, the head of the judiciary, responded to Trump with tweets of a common theme and gave him a joint slap. What? What? What's that mean? All right, let's add to the short paper trade. Let's go. Make me feel good about myself. I think I need to go touch grass. Like, dang. Feeling FOMO right now. But shorting after like a 300-point drop. It's probably not the smartest move. All right, I'm going to go touch grass. This price action is wild. Wow. Air defense is heard. Engaging hostile targets in parts of Tehran. Wow. Oil still going up. Come on, push down. Let's go see 800. Come on. I'm going to trail this short right here. Looking for 800. There goes 800. Jeez. Wow. Wow. Still ripping down. Might be a time to go take a shower, and a cold shower. Oh God, look at it go. We're going to 100 on oil, looks like. Wow. Should have just trailed that. Dang. Wow. There you go, a quick little bounce. That's wild. Down 400 points from today's highs. Think about that for a second. That's wild. And oil still going. Wow. I think it's time to go. Do some yard work or something. This is brutal. What a dump. Well, let's see what the next news out of Iran is. Are missiles being... Is the war back on? Let's see. Let's take a look at Truth Social. Nothing really on Truth Social. But dang, man, this it just keeps going. We're down 416 points from the high of today. This is a quick move. I don't know if it was just to trap all the buyers on the top or if the war's back on. If the war's back on, I mean, we can see this keep going down, honestly. It's still going. Wow. Now it's below yesterday's low. Got a decent amount of volume too in this. Wow. If anyone's watching, say something in the chat. How do you feel? Hopefully everyone's surviving this or making a ton of money if you're short. I shorted like 2-3 times, but I took quick profit. I should have just trailed it. Could have got an easy 100 points. Well, nothing's easy. Iran's foreign minister, Iranians are all united more than ever before. Okay, Iran's sending out tweets. And look at this. Look at this. Wow. All right, let's see if we're going to test this area now. This is the next level of support, sort of. But she's just going. This is wild. New headlines are going to keep popping up on the left here. Marine traffic's probably completely dead now. Oh, yeah. Well, it's been dead for weeks, to be fair. All right, we're getting a little bit of a bounce here. That one candle right there is 72 points. This is wild. Damn, one micro, $190, just under the last red candle. Wow. Let's see if we settle down here. No consolidation. We had a little bit here, I guess. This could be a zone it comes back up to. Diego, you watching this or what? This is some crazy price action. No Israeli activity in Iranian airspace. Then who's attacking? Who's attacking Iran right now? That's what we need to know. Wow. Still wanting to dump down. Equities are getting. Wow. Equities are just dumping. Unbelievable. Palo Alto down 6%. Tesla down 4%. MicroStrategy down 3.5%. ASML down 3%. Nvidia down 2.4%. Eli Lilly down 1%. This is wild. Antony, depends. If you were shorting the whole way down, I mean, that's pretty good. I longed up by like 27,050 area. I'm down $100, $109 on one XFA and up $38 on another. So I'm down for the day. And now FOMO kicks in. Do you add to shorts and then they trap everyone? Each candle's like 30, 40, 50, 70 points. 1 minute candles. Like, where do you even put stops? That's the question. I got a long up by 766 and a stop by down 660. That's a 100-point stop. 1 micro. That's $181 risk with a 1 micro. That's wild. And we're pulling down again. Oil looks like it wants to go back up. This is wild. Thanks for stopping by, Antony, though. Appreciate that. It's very nice of you. Haven't seen you in a couple of days. How's your trading going today? Wow. Look at that. $155-point candle. 1 minute candle. Insane. That's insane. Wow. If that doesn't tell you to stay away, I don't know what will. That's so wild. Antone, you're from France, I think, right? You got the French name, Antone. Or is that Italy or something? Completely forgot. I remember you told me. But look at this price action, guys. Just wild. UK in talks with Anthropic over Mythos access for banks and business. No Israeli activity in Iranian airspace. Those are the latest headlines. We got 231 contracts at 26,812. No reason I wouldn't just go take that out. Wild activity. Just wild. What can you do when the market makes a fool out of you? Jeez. Crazy. We got equities trying to roll up. Let's see how long that lasts. That was a huge dump, man. Huge. Let's see if it retraces this whole move. That'll be wild. And look at that. One micro. Risking the bottom. It's $400 risk. For this to be a 1-to-1 trade, I'd have it. Yeah, it has to retrace like the whole move. We retrace like half of it. Well, that's something. Let's see what a fib levels here. Golden pocket maybe. And reverse. Or we just reverse the whole pattern. That'd be sick. Oil down to $96.30. Oh, you're from DC, Anthony. DC. It's good to know. Thank you very much. Let us know what's going on at the White House right now. If you could sneak in, get a glimpse. What are these guys doing? And it's pronounced Anthony. Yeah, but it's Anthony would be Athony. And you're like Antoine. Is that Antoine? Well, at this point, we just let this play out. It's pretty risky getting into a trade. This is a paper trade right now. Down $110. I'm down like $60 on my XFAs for the day. I was up until that crazy drop started happening. Still got 228 contracts at 26,812 in the NQ. It's a decent size. Otherwise, the tape's pretty thin. That's like the one big order. Everywhere else, there's like nothing. 5 contracts, 10 contracts, 15 contracts here, 21 there. Let's keep an eye on that order, see if they want to move it up or down, or just take it away. Spoof the book for everybody. Because everyone's going to be looking at that right now and expecting it to go down. For all we know, we retrace this whole move. Oh, we end the day before green. Says a couple of people are watching. Say what's up in the chat. If you could like and subscribe, that'd be sweet too. Diego's going to DC next month. Nice. What are you going to do in DC, brother? Just for fun or some business? I'm going to let this play out. It's a paper trade. Diego, you going for work? Nice. The international businessman. Work's not boring, bro. Working is fun. Remember that meme? Don't love your job. Job your love. Whatever that means. That was hilarious. Just job your love, guys. Everything will be fine. Just job your love. Alrighty. We got a little V-shaped recovery. Let's see if it's gonna play out or just fake us out. Maybe a reverse head and shoulders. A lot of action though, just wild. Crazy. Aircraft carrier Bush sails into the Central Command area. There has been no change in the status of the ceasefire with Iran. Pakistan sources, negotiations between America and Iran continue despite the current stalemate. The active air defense in Iran, which seems to be all gun-based, seems to be performative for the ongoing pro-regime marches throughout the area. So another fake news type of thing. That's wild. Oil coming down from its highs. Down 317 ticks. Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. Let's see if we consolidate here for a little while. Well, we're kind of slowed down a little bit. Wow. That's all we can say. Crazy move down. Decent recovery. All right, let's see what happens. Sit and wait. All right, still in the zone. Not sure if I want to get into a position right now. Well, let's wait for new news. Will pop up on the left there. Any new headlines? You got VWAP up at 26,987. Would it be too out of the ordinary to go up to maybe test 27,000? Or retrace this whole move? That'd be wild. I mean, to retrace this whole move from the current price would be like 190 points. It's wild. Let's see. All right, we're getting some wiggle here. Let's see if we get some headlines coming out. Vice Chairman tells broadcaster RTS, we have observed since the start of the conflict in Iran that the Swiss franc has lost value. Man, I feel like shorting here, but a test of the VWAP would be nice. See what kind of reaction we get. Trump on Iran. I'm the least pressured person in this position. He would be. He don't care. Trump don't care about inflation or oil prices. I guess no one's here, so I'm just gonna step back a bit. All right, getting a little push up here. Out of that range box, so let's delete that. Invalidated. Invalid move. Get a little pullback, might go long. Maybe test a VWAP. The son's home. He's sick. All right, we're still pushing up here. Gonna go long, see if we get close to VWAP. Get a couple points. All right, let's see if we get this push. I gotta stop and take profit. Just not confident. With price action like this, you need stops. So if we get a test of 27,000, that'd be nice. Before getting stopped out. All right, we're getting a wick on this. Let's see if we get a chance for the next candle to print before getting stopped out. All right, looks like a stop out. See if we get this push. Come on. At least touch VWAP. And I just kind of touched my stop loss. Didn't hit though. Missed it by a tick, I guess. Oh, missed that by a tick. Oh, there it comes. There you go. Took me out. Okay, we're getting a huge red candle again. Let's see how big this one is. All right, we're still going down. Diego, I appreciate you stopping by though. Anthony, appreciate that too. Stopping by, saying what's up. It's awesome. Wild. We don't got any big orders anywhere really. There's 300. Actually, there's 200. There's like 600 contracts between 26,825 and 750. Do we go grab those? There we go. Let's see if we get this breakdown here. Ouch. Come on, blast down. Go. Didn't even reach VWAP. That's bearish. Come on. New lows of the day. All right, we're out of that. So we're flat for the day pretty much. All right, time to touch grass. All right, we're still pulling back. Let's see if we can get a little quick couple points here. Don't reverse on me, please. Nah. Ouch. Should have kept that short, eh? Dang. Now I'm going to chase it. All right, let's see if we get a nice push back. Come on, pull it back. New lows of the day. Come on. Ouch. Dang. Trump is set to extend the U.S. ship waiver to ease oil and gas deliveries. The waiver extension may come as soon as Friday. Shouldn't that be bullish? We got a little zone of support here. See if it holds or just blasts on through. We got 227 contracts at 26,820. About 80 points away. All right, we're in no trades right now, pretty much even for the day. Actually, I'm down like $30 for the day. We still got that 227 contract order down at 26,820 on the NQ. We're about 100 points away from that, like 90, I guess. 90 or so points. So I got like these two boxes are support. So all in shorts. Not right now. I am feeling FOMO though. Consolidating for another push back down. Wouldn't be surprised. didn't recover the whole dump there, but we went like 50% of it. Usually that means still, that would mean for me bearish. 50% retracement, then continue on down. That's the way it's looking. Let's see what Trump has to say. He's going to talk about the healthcare affordability, and then might, who knows, maybe he'll take some questions from the press. We'll ask him some questions about the war. How's it going? So we might get some activity here. We're 5 minutes away from power hour. All right, now we're getting a red candle here. Let's see what happens. All right, here we go. We're going to go short. Let's see if we get a breakdown. Just want to see a breakdown of last week's highs at 26,884. What's if we get a little breakdown here? Diego, I'm not all in a short, but I am in a short. We're breaking my support zone. Come on, pull down. Just pull it down. Let's go to 820. That'd be nice. 820 would be nice. But we're not going to be that greedy. All right, you know what? We're out. It's not pushing as fast as I wanted to. Still down for the day. Pretty much break even. Down $4 for the day. If I probably held on to the short, would have been green. It is what it is. Oh, there it goes. Jeez. And there it goes. Boom. That was the trade I was looking for. Got out too early. Made a few bucks. That's fine. Just don't feel like holding too long in this price action. It's wild. But Diego, when you put that comment, if I went all in long, that would have been wild. That would have been the greatest trade ever. Alright, a little push up here. Okay. I'm gonna short again. Come on. Let's see if we get a move. Let's get a move down. Let's go. Should probably cut this. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. We're in power hour right now. Man, if I get out, it's going to dump again. I already know. The book's pretty thin. There's that 228 order at 820. Everyone's probably aiming for him. All right, let's get out. All right. Not great trading. Trying to get some momentum here. Not getting it the way I would like it. I'll be back. All right, looks like we're getting another push up. Hard to pick a direction right now, that's for sure. Iran deploys more mines in the Strait of Hormuz. All right, that's not good. Yeah, Diego, patience. Store it into a practice account, go long, see what happens. We got these wicks down here. Is he gonna come take them out? Well, let's see. We got the 9-day moving average pushing up. Curled right there. Now it's coming up. All right, let this marinate, I guess. All right, let's see if support becomes... Oh, we got Trump on. You know what? Let's put...
You have to be careful. The questions are hit.
Imagine if Travis grows up to be president of the United States of America, and you have a picture of him with President Trump when he was 2 years old. That would be historic.
I got faith in him.
Could have a picture of
By the way,
President holding Trump.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you all set? All set, sir. Well, thank you very much. And today I'm thrilled to announce that one of the most respected pharmaceutical companies anywhere in the world, frankly, I know it very well, is Regeneron. And it's agreed to offer their prescription medications at heavily discounted most favored nation prices. In other words, their numbers will come down at levels that nobody's ever seen before. The whole most favored nation thing that we've been able to do with Bobby and Maz and everybody behind me, Marty, has been incredible. It's the biggest price reduction in drugs in history. By itself, we should win the midterms, but it doesn't work that way, unfortunately. You know, it doesn't work that way. People forget too quickly, but we'll have it's the biggest cut in drug prices in the history of our country by many percentage points. With this announcement, 17 of the world's largest pharmaceutical companies, representing 80% of the branded drug market, have now agreed to sell their drugs to American patients at the lowest prices anywhere in the world. We're going to have the lowest prices in the world. This will result in the largest drop in prescription drug prices in the history of the United States of America.
We're back in the resistance zone.
It
Well,
should be
actually, I
front
had it
page
as
news, but it
support.
won't be. It'll be back on page 19, but the people get it. That's why we're in the Oval Office, I guess. I want to thank Regeneron CEO, a friend of mine for a long time, good guy, great guy, CEO Len Schleifer, and Chief
push up
Scientific
to
Officer George
26,
Yankopoulos,
935.
who are
This is
two
on both
fantastic people in the medical world, very
sides. Take out this
respected.
zone.
We're also joined by Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Bobby, thank you. Secretary Howard Lutnick, Administrator of the Centers for
Diego,
Medicare
yeah.
and Medicaid
Patience.
Services,
Patience is
Dr.
key, right?
Mehmet Oz, who's doing a fantastic job. They all are. FDA Commissioner Marty McCary and Chief Counselor of Health and Human Services,
Order filled.
Chris Plum.
that in
Thanks,
another
Chris. Great job you're doing, Chris,
practice
wherever you may be.
Thank you, sir.
No? For decades, Americans have been forced to pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs, by far. Prices that were many, many times what the rest of the world was paying, because we had a president that didn't know what they were doing, or they weren't able to get other countries to agree to it. I was able to do that
wild.
because I used tariffs. I said, if you don't agree to it, we're going to put tariffs on your country. And they said, we would be honored to do it, sir, after telling everybody no, including me. But they agreed to do it. The United States is just 4% of the world's population, and consumers only 13% of all prescription drugs. Yet pharmaceutical companies have been making 75% of their profits from American customers. So think of that. With 4% of the population and doing only 13% of all prescription drugs, the companies make 75% made, I don't know, maybe, hopefully they continue, because actually it's not as bad for them as it sounds. In fact, many of their stocks are up, because actually when the price goes up on the one end, they make up for the price coming down in the United States. So it really worked out pretty good.
Might be a bull trap.
To address this chronic unfairness, I signed an executive order instructing my administration to do everything in our power to slash prescription drug prices for Americans while getting other countries to pay more, in many cases much more. But their other prices doubled, and sometimes they tripled, and ours would go down by 60, 70, 80%, even more. Today, we're building on our unprecedented success with Regeneron, committing to offer all new drugs moving forward at most favored nations prices. They'll make their current drugs available to Medicaid and MFN. It's most favored nation. Additionally, they'll also offer their current
Order
drug,
filled.
Praluent, which is the lower cholesterol and fight heart disease, to all consumers at dramatically lower cost. It'll come down from $537 to $225 and be available at TrumpRx.gov. I didn't put the name. Bobby did, and Oz did. It's true, actually. Remember, I came in, I said, what's this?
You
But
like
they
the
said,
name?
it'll be better. It'll sell better. Would you help us? So I now have my name on medication. But it's doing great. I hear it's setting records, actually. I was watching the other day, and Mark Cuban, of all people, said it's amazing what Trump has done with this. I can't believe when I heard him say that. I was sort of in a state of shock. But others have said it too. This whole thing it's turned out to be hot. So that's TrumpRx.gov. The company will also invest $27 billion to build up research and development and pharmaceutical manufacturing here in America, which is a big thank you very much. Today, I'm also announcing that the FDA has just approved a new drug from Regeneron called Otarmany, a gene therapy curing a rare disease that causes deafness. You know, people are totally deaf, and it's amazing. I've seen some work on it. It's actually hard to believe. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Normally, cures for rare diseases can cost millions of dollars, and really the results aren't that good. But in this case, I'm pleased to say that Regeneron will be giving this away for free for a period of time, for free.
Order filled.
And here with us is 2-year-old Travis Smith. He was born deaf. Was he totally deaf? Pretty much, right?
100%.
Wow. This is 100%. He was 100% deaf, but he took this miracle cure, and now he can hear his mom, Sierra,
My
say,
wife's
I
vacuuming
love
in the
you.
background. Hopefully you don't hear that.
And
too much.
Sierra, could you maybe say a few words? That's really incredible.
It's absolutely incredible. Regeneron works miracles. Yeah, he didn't know his name. He couldn't hear me tell him how much I love him. And now with Regeneron and this amazing surgery, he can listen to music and he loves it and he loves to dance and he loves instruments, and I'm so proud of him. And he's been so brave through all of this. And yeah, now he can hear and he has a bright future ahead of him. And I'm so thankful
Oil's
to
at
everybody on the
96
Regeneron
bucks.
team.
Oh, that's
That's the
incredible.
oil dump right now. Come on.
I mean, even the fake news has to be impressed with this. They'll find a way to make it a bad story. He doesn't hear perfectly, but he actually does. It's about 1% off. They'll figure a way. How are you going to do it? You got to explain. No, they're genius. They are genius. I respect them a lot. But I just want to thank you, Sierra. That's incredible. You and your family.
Thank you for having us.
He's a beautiful person, too. That's a beautiful boy.
Thank you.
Hi.
Thank you.
His life is a happier life.
Oh, yeah, he is so full of energy and love now, and he was such a
So you
serious
see
baby.
such a difference.
Yeah, he was such a serious baby.
And
he was
before that, it
full of
was
fun.
he didn't. It's very tough for.
Oh, for sure. He can't tell me what he wants or what he wants to eat or what he needs, and now he'll be able to do that. And
Wow.
It's life-changing.
That's
All
a
right,
great job
as
they've
long as
done.
it's not looking too
I want to
good.
thank Regeneron and other companies for doing their part to bring down the cost of health care for all Americans under our Most Favored Nations
Pick the
agreement.
next
We've
candle or
secured
two.
gigantic discounts with price
Maybe turn that
differences
around. Come on, let's go.
4 to 5 and even 600%. 600%. One of the most popular weight loss drugs has gone from $1,350 a month
Gonna risk
to as low as
24 bucks to make 24
$199 a month. So that's a price that's incredible. So it used to sell in London for $87, and they raised it to $199,
quick
which is a big raise if you
Wake
from 87 to
It's not looking
199.
too good.
But that's been going on. Our country's been being ripped off for 30 years. How long would you say, Doug? Like 30, 40 years.
No,
For
no,
years
no.
with drugs and drug prices. So they're going up. We're going way down. And because the world is a bigger place than we are, believe it or not, it's hard to believe that, but they are, that we go down much more
Order
than
filled.
they go up. So they don't go up as much as people would have thought. So they're going from, they're going to 199, and we're going down all the way down. Think of that. We're going down from
Manage the risk and
$1,350 a month
Okay, here
to
we go.
Order filled.
$199. That's, nobody would believe it. And this is true with all. I mean, this is the weight loss drug. But this is true with all drugs. Sometimes even more of a difference than that, sometimes a little bit less, but sometimes
breakout.
substantially more than even that difference. And you
Can
see
we
what
get
that
a
is.
breakout?
So we cut the per cycle cost of IVF drugs by thousands of dollars, and we reduced the price of the major COPD medication from $458 to $50. What? That must be a typo. Is that a typo? From $458 to $50. If your boy was here, he'd go, wow. He left, he got bored. I think he got a little bored. He wants to go into bigger and better things, but there's nothing bigger or better than this. They'll all be available right now at TrumpRx.gov. So it's, that's why it's doing well. It's not
Trump is too loud.
doing well for other reasons. It's doing well. Think of that.
Yeah,
That's
put it
some
down a bit.
discount. But we have others. And these are all top companies and top medications. And I think in the end, we're going to have every company involved. We're almost there right now, but we're going to have every company.
I'll put it down.
So Trump RX has already received more than 15
Well, I'm
million
just listening
visitors,
too.
and every American should log on to check for massive discounts before they go to the pharmacy. It's setting a record. Nobody's ever seen anything like this. I've actually had many companies, I shouldn't tell you this, Bobby, but there have been many companies say, so we'd like to buy from you if you could. What? TrumpRx.com. I said, it's not for sale. It's not me. It's the government. The
I'm at a
government
long
owns it.
right
I
now.
don't own it. But they're all impressed. These pharmaceutical
It's not looking
companies
good.
said they've never seen anything like this. So it's fantastic. Now, I'd like to ask Secretary Kennedy to say a few words, and then we'll have Dr. Oz, the team at Regeneron, and Sierra. And Sierra, I'm so happy for you. And Chris Klump has been unbelievable, a real star. You don't know his name as much as some of the others, but
Diego
he's a
says,
real
Mr.
star of the
Trump.
group.
It's too long.
Bobby, please.
We just call him Trump over here.
Thank you, Mr. President. I was reminded when the president
Or
was
Donald.
speaking of a conversation that I had yesterday with one of the Democratic senators who was questioning me during the hearing, and she was ridiculing President Trump for his math, and she was saying it's mathematically impossible to have a drug drop by 600% cost, which he had claimed. And I said, well, if the drug was $100 and it raised the price to $600, that would be a 600% rise. Well, if it drops from 600 to 100, that's a 600% savings. And the president used that mathematical device to illustrate the magnitude of the theft that has been happening against our country and our people. As he said, we have 4.2% of the world's population. We take 13% of the pharmaceutical drugs. We spend 80% of the biotechnology research.
Diego, there's a lot of hate towards Trump
75% of the profits to
in
the
Canada.
pharmaceutical industry. This is
Yeah, I
and
guess.
it's worked him for 20 years. During his first term, he held the line on drug prices for the first
Some
time
people
this
love
year.
him too, so
He came back on this term.
It
and
is
said,
what it
"We'll
is."
Lower him this time, no matter what. There's people in this room or a part of the White House staff who said we can't do that. Oz and I said we probably can't do that, but he harassed us. We were beleaguered. It was like Fort Apache. Dr. Oz would not answer his phone because he was calling all night long with the president on the line saying, "Get this done."
yeah, Diego, you know,
This amazing superstar, Chris Klomp. And he
it's a free world. Everyone has their own opinions, and I respect anyone's opinion. And people go back and forth too, you know. I was huge Trump supporter during the elections. I thought he was.
This company of Regeneron, their generosity.
I thought he
their
was the man.
idealism, their love of this country and their compassion for these
But
children.
lately,
Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. Amazing. It is amazing.
After he
You're
became
right.
president
You can
again,
say 500, 600, 700. But we also say
he's been making a
sometimes
lot of
50%,
shady maneuvers.
60%, different kind of calculation. 70, 80, and 90%. And people understand that better. But there are two ways of calculating it. But either way, it doesn't make any difference. Whether it's 60, 70, or 80%, nobody's ever heard
but
of it.
Canadian politics don't
But
affect
it's
the
also
markets.
500, 600, 700, depending on the way you want to look at it. So the way you
American
word
politics
the
affect the
calculation.
markets.
It's either way.
That's the difference,
But,
and he
Bobby,
knows
you're
that.
doing a fantastic job. We wanted somebody out of the box, and we got him, right? I would say we got him.
Come on, let's get a little pump here.
Great guy, actually. So, Oz, how about saying a few words, please?
So this has been an unprecedented process. The president insisted we deal with one critical number you should all remember, which is that 1 in 3 Americans, when they go to the drugstore, after they see the
Right
doctor,
back to
will
my
often leave
entry.
empty-handed
Great.
because they cannot afford the medications they're picking up. So affordability was the main word the president would use in many of those phone calls. He wanted it to be done fairly. He created a partnership with the pharmaceutical industry that was remarkable, and that it
Oh,
pushed
that's ugly, red
17
candle.
massive companies into the fold to try to do deals, again, unprecedented, that would allow us to claim that they were giving the most favored nation pricing to this country, to the American people. The president would not take no for an answer. We got 16 companies in, but not the 17th.
All right, I'm gonna leave
How
my
many
stop
times do you
in.
think we spoke about the 17th company?
Let this marinate.
17. He said 17. He wanted to be
I'm
17.
long.
Whatever math
Thank
you
you.
want to make. 16 is not 17.
Not
There's
looking for a
reason that
huge
the 17th
push.
company was delayed. It's why they're here today. It's that beautiful
That's
young
why I
girl
have
you
no
saw
take
earlier.
profit.
When you
I
can
mean-
save a child's hearing. And Mr. President, we talked about a lot of numbers. Secretary Kennedy quoted 100%, 600%.
There you go. I'll put in a take
It's hard
profit.
to
2 to
beat
1.
free. Free is
2
the
to
best
1 trade.
price, and
Let's
that's
go.
the starting price with the president oftentimes, and that's what this wonderful company's agreed to. I want to applaud TrumpRx.gov, a remarkable site created by Joe Gebbia. Ed Korstein has done a wonderful job with 0 glitches, serving more than 10 million individual unique Americans so far. And Mr. President, it's the fastest website I've ever seen. People love it because it works well. There's all kinds of additional elements being added to it, which we'll be talking about. But this website, as the president said, must be checked if you're going to buy a medication to make sure your price is the right price. It's a transparency site that is more rigorous than anything that I have seen. And Mr. President, your name is attached to it, and of course that brings a tremendous amount of attention to it. We wanted it to be perfect, and the team who did that has accomplished that exactly. I want to applaud Chris, because you cannot thank him enough, but it was also John Brooks, Imba Hernandez. I see Beth back there, Theo, Rujal, a bunch of people who've done a tremendous amount of work. And what I keep hearing from the pharmaceutical industry, maybe my colleagues can address it in your comments, they never expected to have a counterparty as qualified in the federal government. If you're thinking of serving your nation, this is the right time to do it. This is the right administration to serve in, because the president makes it easy to do the right thing. Gentlemen?
Go ahead,
Okay,
please.
thank you. Mr. President, Secretary Kennedy, Secretary Lutnick, Commissioner Macri, Administrator Oz, and I guess Superstar Klum.
Yes.
Thanks for having us here on behalf of all of Regeneron. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dr. Len Schleifer, President and CEO of Regeneron, and with me is Dr. George Ankopoulos, President and Chief Scientific Officer of Regeneron. And together, well, I should pause there, I just realized something. I'm a president, he's a president, he's a president, and all three of us grew up in Queens, New York.
That's right.
So there's something maybe that was going on back then that was good. I'm not sure about now. So anyway, together we founded, George and I founded Regeneron, and have built it over the past 4 decades. Today we are here. We were not pushed to be here. We are happy to be here because it marks an important step to lower drug prices. We've been arguing for more than a decade that other wealthy nations have been getting a free ride on American innovation. Just like in defense, but they've been getting in health defense a free ride. And now President Trump is putting policies in place to force these nations to pay their fair share, which will in turn lower prices for Americans. It's a good deal. But we have to remember this is just the beginning. The most important battle we all face is disease itself. We have to recognize how hard this fight is. For most major diseases that you or your loved one might suffer from, like Alzheimer's disease, to cancers, to genetic diseases, we are very far away from a cure. And we have to understand that discovering cures is perhaps the hardest scientific challenge humans undertake. Much harder than getting to the moon, not that we don't like that, but much harder than even getting to Mars or making the next generation of cell phones or electric cars. Hard like staring into the unknown for years, sometimes decades, with no guarantee that anything you're doing will ever make a difference for somebody like Travis. Regeneron is a great example of both the difficulty of the challenge, but also of the potential reward. We spent 25 years and billions of dollars, not millions, billions of dollars before we produced our first important medicine, or even earned our first profit. Maybe we should have been or might have been fired, but we stuck with it. Our relentless commitment to disruptive innovation ultimately turned us into one of the most productive biotechnology companies in history. We have produced, thanks to George and his team, new medicines at the rate of about 1 important medicine a year for the last 15 years, including truly miraculous advances impacting millions of lives. And we have 2 people here who are living proof. Mr. President, when you were ill with COVID, it was Regeneron's monoclonal cocktail that you affectionately dubbed the Regeneron. We love it. And that helped save your life. That was invented by George right here and his team. George?
Well, in addition to the president, we had a few minutes ago Sierra's beautiful boy, Travis, who was born without the ability to hear, as you heard from Sierra. And the same company and the same dedicated team of scientists that helped save the president's life also delivered a first-of-its-kind gene therapy known as autonomy. So Travis can now hear his mother, as she told you, tell him that she loves him. Hard to think of a greater gift. And just like you, Mr. President, who made our antibody treatment for COVID free for all Americans and thus saved many lives, we have made the decision, the unprecedented corporate commitment to provide this first-of-its-kind gene therapy for hearing loss free to all the children in the United States who can benefit from it. And we do this, why? To hopefully highlight the power of disruptive biotech innovation and all the good that it can bring bring to all of our lives and our health. But we have to remember, despite the miraculous advances like autonomy and like the regenerate COVID treatment, we also have to highlight how far we have yet to go to address the many
we still got
diseases
Trump talking.
that lack effective treatments. And the cures will not be coming unless we not only celebrate the advances of the biopharma industry to date, but we all work together, private sector, together with the government, to not only maintain America's position as world leaders in biotech innovation, but to actually bump up innovation and become even more disruptive. Especially in a world where
Getting a
China
pullback
is
here, any
increasing
headlines?
investment and heavily subsidizing
Nothing
its biotech
major.
industry and reducing regulatory hurdles so as to try to displace
All right, we're
America's
breaking
leading
down.
position.
Order filled.
President Trump's efforts to make drugs more affordable, as well as new
Order
FDA
filled.
programs, such as the Commissioner's Voucher Program, that bring safe and effective new medicines like autonomy to patients more quickly. These are important steps. One additional important way that I've been talking to the administration about to maintain our leading position in the world is to create catalysts and accelerants for our industry and for the healthcare system, such as developing a national healthcare database linked to molecular data, including human sequence data, where Regeneron once again is a world leader. Without such big data sets, powerful new technologies such as AI, despite its potential, will not be as useful as it could be in the quest to develop new medicines and improve healthcare. The biopharma industry of America has and will continue to deliver miraculous breakthrough. You, Mr. President,
Still got that 230
and young
contract
Travis
order
are
at
living testament to that.
26,820.
But many more lives need to be helped and saved. We need to attain a new level of disruptive innovation. We have to all work together to meet this challenge. Why? Because lives are at stake.
Let me briefly say something. I'm married to a lawyer, my son is a lawyer, but I'm going to talk about the Constitution, and I'm not an expert. But I know our Constitution lays out a vision on how America would out-innovate, out-produce, out-thrive every other nation on earth. And in it, you will find a description of a system built on incentive and reward.
Kind of
A
feeling
system
short
that
right now.
says, take the risk, do the work, and you will share in what you create. That is why they enshrine patent protection directly in the Constitution, not as an afterthought, but as a founding principle. As Abraham Lincoln said, another great president, patents add the fuel of interest to the fire of genius. We must keep that fire burning. What we did here today will do that. Little Travis can now hear for the first time, and his potential is endless. Let's make sure he grows up in a country that never stops reaching for the next miracle. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Lynn. It's great to be with you again. Chris, could you say a few words, please?
Thanks, Mr. President. It's not lost on me that this year is America 250, and it's powerful, I think, to pause.
We're
and
getting close to
remember
MOC here.
250 years ago, a revolutionary free republic was born, and with it, the greatest innovation engine in the history of humanity. And we stand here today, 250 years later, getting to witness
feeling the
yet
short.
another groundbreaking innovation that doesn't just treat but cures deafness in children. And because of this president and his policies around most favored nation,
The
will enable
order,
families who
the
are
order
struggling
at
and suffering
820
with
is still there.
affliction to have access to
They
that
haven't moved
groundbreaking
that for like an
therapy
hour.
for free. Now, as the president mentioned, we've negotiated the 17th of 17 agreements. This represents 86% of the branded pharmaceutical drug market in the United States. But anyone who knows
Order
us
filled.
knows that we're not done. That's a milestone. It's not the finish line. And so we have
All
three
right, I'm
core
short.
objectives that are next up. Number one, and
Gonna
this is
manually
already
stop
underway,
out.
we are negotiating with the many hundreds
The next candle
of
prints green,
biotechnology
I'm
and
out.
pharmaceutical companies representing that other 14%.
If this candle turns green, I'll be out.
Building the cures for tomorrow. To all those who are listening, I hope that we have proven that we are credible and reliable and trustworthy partners. We
All
want
right,
to
I'm
sit
out.
Order
with you.
filled.
We will listen to you. We will take the
Ouch.
time to understand your businesses. Not only as we negotiate on behalf of every American family for affordability, but also to ensure that your best
Order
position
All right,
is
let's try
for
another
tomorrow.
short.
Second, we continue our work on negotiating international trade agreements. 59 days after we stood in this office and President Trump, standing with Albert Bourla from Pfizer, announced the first of the 17 MFN deals. Together with our colleagues from the Department of Commerce under Secretary Lutnick's leadership and from the U.S. Trade Representative's Office under the leadership of Ambassador Greer, we negotiated a landmark agreement with the government of the United Kingdom in which they agreed to increase significantly the amount that they spend on branded pharmaceuticals for the first time in 26 years. That work continues with other countries.
We're out of that.
And third, we will continue our work with our partners in Congress to codify the principles that underpin these most favored nation deals so that these savings for American families and this innovation that is unleashed at the same time persists for decades.
No new head. Let's
So that the 1 in 3
see.
or 4 families that
No
Dr.
new
Oz
headlines.
mentioned, standing at a pharmaceutical counter or pharmacy counter right now, wrestling with the decision that no family should have to make of whether or not they can pick up their prescription because they can't afford it will no longer be the case.
Oil at
At the same time,
$96.50.
we know that there are roughly 20,000 known diseases in the world, and we have a treatment or a cure for fewer than a quarter of those. And so this president and his policies is not only safeguarding affordability for American families, but is ensuring that we continue to bet on American exceptionalism. We bet on innovation. We bet on the principles.
Well, it
that
says
have
4
taken us to this
people are
place
watching.
in
If you're
250
watching, say
years,
something in
the
the
next
chat.
250
Start a little
years.
conversation.
Mr. President.
Say hi or something.
Great job you do. Maybe you want to talk about rescheduling while we're here? Just say what you're doing and the progress that you've made.
Great. Well, Mr. President, today is another promise made, promise kept day. On December 18th, you signed an executive order
Chris.
increasing medical marijuana and cannabidiol research. And
What's
today we
up,
delivered
brother?
On that promise. The acting attorney general this morning signed an order that
You
moves
win
into
any
Schedule
trades?
3 medical marijuana products
Today?
that are FDA approved or that are state licensed.
What do you think
This
about
is
the
a
crazy
giant move
moves?
forward to implement your promise, and
Take
it's
a look
actually
at those
campaign
moves.
promise that you
That's
made. You said
insane.
we're gonna move into Schedule
Boom,
3
boom.
to increase the research on these medical products. And just wanted
Crazy
everyone to
ATR
know
today.
that, one, you make promises, you keep them, and two, what does Schedule 3 mean for state licensed medical marijuana products? We will begin implementation right away.
Michael in the house.
It does not legalize marijuana. It makes it easy for the researchers to actually study and understand
Michael Erickson.
medical marijuana, especially in populations that are
Yo,
using
yo,
it. We know
yo.
that 1 in 10
Murd
seniors
trading.
right now
Yo.
use medical marijuana in the
Yeah, I got
past
some
year,
new homies in the
and
chat. That's
they don't
awesome.
think that it really helps them, but we don't have the science
Michael,
or the
where you from? Let
understanding
me
to
know.
guide the patients and the doctors, and so both
Let me
patients
know
and
what you-
doctors are flying blind without
you're-
knowing how they interact with other medications because the
If you
research
made
has
any
been
trades
difficult
or
to
if
do.
you're
And
in
so
a
your
trade.
promise today says those state licensed
Murd.
medical marijuana products are now in Schedule 3, and we expect the
Thanks for
research
stopping
to
by, brother. That's awesome.
significantly increase so that we can understand how to guide patients and doctors in this effort. And there will be additional actions that will come this summer.
Let me know where
to
you're
do
from.
An expedited hearing for the an administrative hearing with the Department of Justice for all of marijuana to move into Schedule 3.
Chris got some UVIX calls.
About it, and a lot of people
Hoping for a
suffering
big
from
dump after
big
hours
problems,
today
which
on
this
SPY.
seems to be the best answer.
All right.
They're very happy about it. The rescheduling is starting. and
Murd, you're from
they kept saying
Sweden?
rescheduling.
Wow.
They kept saying, what about the rescheduling? And so, great job. I appreciate it. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. Howard Kessler. He's one of the most
That's a
successful
beautiful
men
country.
in the world,
Sweden.
actually. And he had some medical difficulties, and he came upon this by accident.
Do you watch hockey or something or what?
He had to go through
I'm
a
from
lot of
Vancouver. We had a couple.
lot of
We love our
medication.
Swedish players here.
He said
Marcus
this was
Naslund,
much
Daniel
better than anything
Sedin,
else.
Henrik Sedin.
So he experienced that he didn't
Who
benefit
else?
by it other than
Bunch of other
from the
guys.
standpoint that he lives a much better life now. So hopefully you don't need it, but if you do need it, I hear it's the best of all the alternatives. But I want to thank
Elias
Howard
Pettersson.
Kessler and Michelle Kessler. They really pushed this very hard. These are two people, very straight arrows. They're not into
We love our
marijuana,
Swedes
they're
here
not
in
into anything,
Vancouver.
but he found
All right,
this
here we go.
answer.
We're gonna a little
He said,
push down. Let's see if we go.
He's doing it for other people.
There's still that 230 contracts at 26,820.
You worked very hard to get this done, and it's an honor, and you've done fantastically. You all have, and I appreciate it. And man who's doing an excellent job is Howard Lutnick. He's in a little different sphere. He's not in the medical sphere, but he knows what it all means. And from
Chris, do I
Commerce,
trade individual stocks? I don't
Secretary
trade them. I
Commerce, Howard,
use,
would you say a few words, please?
I'll have for
So,
like long
in
terms.
partnership with,
Here, I'll show you some of my
Bob
long
Kennedy
terms
and
here.
Mehmet Oz and the whole team, when they do most favored
Look at
nation,
that.
you
All
also
red.
ask the
That's
company
brutal.
To reshore and build their drugs here in America, because too many of our drugs are key drugs for our health.
There's some
are being
long
made
terms.
overseas. And in a conflict, we can't rely upon them. And I'm honored to say that our partners from Regeneron have agreed to reshoot.
Look at that.
their
All red
production
today.
of pharmaceutical
That's
drugs.
brutal.
This is exactly from your pharmaceutical tariffs. That's the
But
point.
Chris, I don't
That
really trade 'em.
means $448 billion.
I just
of drug
DCA, keep
manufacturing
adding.
is coming to America because
I
of
sold
your
a bunch
tariff,
yesterday
your
and
pharmaceutical
the day
strategy.
before.
And we are proud to invite Regeneron to do this giant build in America and all the rest of the pharmaceutical companies they've committed.
So look at
to build
OKLO.
America because of
All
your
right,
tariff
let's take a look
policy.
at OKLO. I don't even know what that is.
And because of the
OKLO.
tariffs we have, it's been amazing, actually. We have Eli Lilly and Pfizer and all of the companies. We
A
had
manufacturing
7 of them at one
industrial
time,
machinery
which was
company.
interesting to see, but they actually got along with each other pretty well. They stood right behind me, the biggest companies in the world.
Check out their
and,
market cap.
they're
Market
all
cap
building,
13 billion.
Eli
All right,
Lilly's
that's a
building,
decent
I think,
company.
5 major plants, which without tariffs they would have built none. I said, how
It's
many would
dumping,
they build
though.
without none?
Still
they're all
up
making these
4.3%
products
for
in
the
other
day.
countries,
That's nice.
A lot of other countries, actually, not just China, but a lot of other countries. And I think by the time I leave office, they'll be
Oh, that's a
mostly
mover, eh?
operating. They have an incentive to do them quickly, big incentive, like the tariffs go up if they don't. And remember, if they do them here, they don't have any tariffs.
Down
It's
60%
an
from
incredible incentive. And if
the
they don't do 'em here,
highs
they have
in
a very substantial tariff.
October
So they get
of
penalized.
last year.
And it's bringing countries, not only drug companies, but car companies. AI is a
No
different thing
dividend.
altogether, but even there, but the AI is, we're leading China in AI, we're leading everybody in AI.
All right. Are
We're
you
leading now in car companies.
overweight,
Canada,
OKLO,
Mexico,
or what?
Germany, Japan. They're pouring into our
Oklo?
country because we're
Oklo Inc.
very smart, should have been done long ago by other presidents. We were the car capital of the world 50 or 60 years ago, and then they just started taking them away. We were the chip capital of the world, and now, Intel,
Murd.
they're coming back. All the
I'm
chip
probably done
companies
for
are
day.
coming back.
Didn't have a good day.
We may
Down
see more about
33
that,
bucks
though,
on one of my
because we are- what we're doing with
XFAs.
chips
Up
are incredible.
38 bucks on
All we're doing is saying
pretty
that
much
at
flat.
the end of a year and a half, 2 years, if
On
you don't have
paper
your chip
trading, I'm
company,
up
you're gonna pay a
500 bucks.
tremendous tariff to put chips into this country, and they are building. I think we'll have close to 50%.
MOC
of the
in
chip
3
market
minutes. We'll
very
have that
soon.
up
Right now
here.
We had nothing. We had virtually nothing, and they're coming in from Taiwan. They're coming in mostly from Taiwan because that's where chips are made, but mostly from South Korea, Taiwan, various other countries.
So
but they're
stay
coming
tuned
back
for
to
the
America. We're
MOC.
bringing them all back.
They'll show up right here on the left.
It's a revolution. Nobody's ever seen what we've done. There's never been anything like what we've done. We have $18 trillion being invested. That's for 11 months.
Murd, you're
And
looking to
last administration had
run
less than
up
$1 trillion in 4
into
years.
the
We have,
close.
In 11 months, over $18 trillion. Howard, do you want to talk just for a second about the chip market because it's explosive?
Sure. So you've got semiconductors, you've
I
got
can go
leading
anyway.
edge logic, you've got high bandwidth memory.
We're in a
you have
huge
foundational
range here.
chips. And America had a couple of points, 3 or 4%
We're
market share.
in a
And
huge
we are,
range.
of course, the biggest demand. And the president gave the order, let's get these factories.
We'll see if we get some
fabs
price action. I
built
might get
America.
in.
And our expectation is we will have $1 trillion.
But we're 2 minutes away from
of these
MOC.
fabs. These are
Let's see how that
factories.
works.
This is not the hyperscalers buying chips. This is literally the making of
But
the
Chris and
chips.
Murd, thanks for
Right?
stopping by. I
We had
really
Micron,
appreciate that. That's
$200
awesome.
billion. TSMC, $165 billion.
If you guys
The
would
list
like
goes
and
on
subscribe, that'd be
on.
great.
Negotiated a great deal with
If not,
Taiwan.
no worries.
$500 billion.
I just appreciate you
coming
guys
to
coming
America.
to chat.
$1
That's awesome.
trillion of semiconductors. That's part of his $18 trillion. But it's
IRGC
foundational for us
escorted bulk
to take
carrier
care of
carrying
ourselves.
rice passes safely
Thank you
through
very much, Al.
Sea of
Off
Oman
subject for a
despite
minute, but
U.S.
I think it's
Navy
very
attempt to
interesting, and
seize it.
I hope you go over and take a look because it's happening right now as we speak.
That's the latest headline.
But first, if you look outside, so we had.
All right, Murd looking for a
Yeah,
pump
yeah.
tonight. Or
And it was coming to pieces. It's been there since the early 1940s.
I
And it's
mean,
a,
not
path
tonight,
to the
just
Oval
during this
Office. It's a
session.
path
Let's
to the
see.
West Wing, and it was terrible. It was
Murd, are you trading prop firms
bad
or your
shape. The
personal
whole
account?
White House has been in bad shape. It's been
Also, Chris,
right
are you
now in
trading a
better shape
personal
than it is.
or
I think
are you in
if
a prop?
the day they
Let
built
me
it,
know.
this is better right now. But
Well,
we're
since you're trading
great,
Oklo, I'm
magnificent
guessing that's
new
a
granite. It's called
personal brokerage account.
charcoal. It's a black granite against the white, beautiful white walls. We've stripped all of the paints off. We had 200 years of paint And we've,
Chris is trading
we got it,
personal.
and
All
it's
right.
beautiful. You can see the building, but you can also see the columns, everything else. But we're replacing, and they're working right outside. If the press wants to go and take a look at what they do really.
Merge trading personal
gorgeous,
too. Oh, interesting.
Large slabs of black granite. Granite
Usually
is
for my
rated
personals,
as
it's my
this
long-term
particular granite over a
kind of
million-year
investments.
life.
I just slowly
As an
DCA into
example, concrete is
individual
rated for about
stocks.
200 years if you get.
There we go. We're gonna
years.
push
So
up.
It's rated over. Can you imagine nature produces something better than you can make? So it's very interesting. It's a beautiful job they're doing, and it's highly polished granite in the areas you don't walk on, and it's called flame.
Well,
finish
try out a
in
prop.
areas that you do walk on. There's no
Try out a
snow.
prop firm.
So it's a beautiful job.
much
and it's,
cheaper,
going up nicely.
less
If you wanna
risk.
Take a look outside the window. So that's replacing a stone that was here from the early.
MOC, 3 seconds. Here we go. All right, there you go. Boom.
You'll see the ramp too. We're
We
keeping the
got
ramp.
S&P, 1.6 billion sell side. Nasdaq, 420 million sell side. Dow, 574 million sell side. Mag 7, 588 million sell side. Huge wick.
Reflecting pond or lake.
Look at that. That's a wick.
Pool, lake, and pond.
50-point wick right there.
It is different, but the word reflecting is,
Everything sell side. Numbers can change. You can see it on the left there. They'll
1922.
change.
and it was built out of granite and various stones on the bottom, and they didn't. Never
Chris
looked
says, look
great
at F-Jet.
because It's not really meant to be a stone that's
I'll look at
underwater for
F-Jet.
that
Why
much
not?
of a period of time.
Let's do it.
It's about
F-Jet.
1.5 to 2 feet deep. You all know it well. That's where Martin Luther King gave his great speech, and he had 1 million people.
What's the
and
market cap?
I had the same
268
exact
million.
crowd, maybe a little bit more, but they said
Down
I had
11%
25,000
today.
people
Yeah,
at
these
all.
are risky. These are risky
Pictures
stocks,
of
bro.
Martin Luther King's crowd, my crowd, it's the exact same. Everything.
These
It
aren't
was
stocks I would
70 years difference.
invest
The exact
in,
same crowd, but
honestly.
I actually had more people, but that's okay. They gave him.
But down
they gave
11% in
him
one
1 million
day. I
people.
mean, that's
They said
huge.
1 million people. I had 25,000 people. So, but these are the things that you.
All right, let's look at MOC. It's going.
A few years ago, first.
But
term.
Chris, yeah,
So,
you know.
You have this reflecting lake pond.
You're watching those
is
stocks,
incredible,
buddy.
But it was terrible. The condition, you all know it.
Swing trading F-Jet.
Friend of
All
mine
right.
came
No,
from
yeah.
Germany to see me, and he
Why
said,
not?
"Oh, we went over it so sad.
Just don't over
What's that?"
leverage. That's all.
This is a number of months ago. He said it's filthy, dirty. It's the water's disgusting.
Murd caught the wick.
It's
and
not
you're done?
representative
Sweet.
of the country. And I said, well, I'm gonna have to go take a look because
Got 8 minutes left in the New York session.
And I went
Pretty
over there,
flat. Pretty much a
see
flat
the
session
service
for
and
me.
go, And I said, isn't that a shame?
That's some
terrible."
crazy action.
And
I was up a
so
couple $100
there are
at one
bids
point.
from the Biden administration.
Now I'm essentially flat.
Sergio, and they had bids for years. They were going to do something to fix it, but they never got it done.
I remember being
it's
flat
so-
for the day.
It's so important for our country.
better
Everybody
than
knows this. It
negative.
covers the Washington
So I'm
Monument,
negative
the Lincoln
$33 on
Memorial,
one
it's
XFA, up
2,000,
38 on another.
200
So
feet. That's
yeah, just
taller
broke
than any
even.
building in the world if you lay it down on its side. Think of it, 2,000. It's a long, over 2,000 feet long. Such would be many swimming pools, many stacked up together. But it would be the equivalent of the tallest building.
But
in the
anyone
world,
that
plus
stopped by, subscribe,
laid
like,
down on the
please.
side. So it's very
Help
big.
us
It's very
out,
wide,
small-time
actually,
trader out.
it's
I
narrow
really
because it's so
appreciate it.
long. And so
Murd,
the pricing was
Chris,
coming in over the years, but it came in.
thank you very
sort
much
of
for stopping
recently
by in the chat.
that it was gonna cost
We're getting a push up here.
$301 million to fix it. It was going to take 3.5 years. So
Order
they had to take
filled.
all the granite
I'm
out,
long in a
which was
practice
there
account.
in 1922, and it was leaking like a sieve. You couldn't keep water, couldn't keep anything. Granite's not the right stone for that. Right stone for that, but not for that. And I said, I have an idea. It's 301 million. It was going to take 3.5 years. So remember those numbers: 301 million.
Trump's still
This is a
talking.
business study, and it was going to take 3 to 3.5 years. And over the years as a developer, I've probably built more than 100 swimming pools.
All right, guys.
I have some really
I'll be
good-
back in the
although
evening
there's also
session.
some really bad ones, but we
Maybe
took care
around
of
like
them.
5, 6 o'clock.
They didn't last
Maybe a
too
little
long,
later.
But I've had some really good ones, some very talented people. They're great people. I have such great
Not a
respect for
great trading day,
contractors that are
that's for
good
sure.
and such disdain
Broke
for
even.
contractors that are bad. They charge you more money.
But I appreciate everyone stopping by. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in a couple hours.
Over the years, I've had
I'm going to
3 or
let
4
Trump
really
keep
good
speaking and
ones.
the
I took
MOC
best
keeps changing.
of the 3. I had all 3 go, but I ended
I
up
appreciate
taking the
everyone
best.
that stopped by, and I
And
appreciate
I said,
everyone
"Will you
that
take a look
came
at
into
this?
the chat.
It's 2,200
That's awesome.
feet long." He said, "What are you?"
Murd
what are you looking at?"
later.
So I said, "I
Yeah.
have a little swimming pool."
Stream will still
Thinking
go
it was a
on for the
swimming
next
pool.
couple minutes.
I said, "Oh, how big is it?" I said, 2,200 feet.
I'm going to go
by
touch some grass,
167
do
feet
some
wide."
gardening,
He said, "That's the biggest swimming pool." He said, "I've been doing this for a lot of years.
get
sir. I've never
grounded,
heard of a pool
and
like
get
that."
back
I said, "Well, you'll see, it's
into
a
action
reflecting pool." And very famous.
in a couple
very
hours.
famous, very big signal and very
Peace.
important for Washington, D.C., where we, by the way, have almost no crime, I have to say. That's maybe more important than talking about this. We have crime down from a tremendously high, one of the worst in the country. We have almost no crime. People are walking around, restaurants are opening all over the place. The place is bustling. But that makes us even more important. So instead of being a dirty, disgusting place where garbage was in it and everything else, and I want to give Doug Burgum incredible credit because he was involved, the Secretary of the Interior. He was involved right from the beginning. I called him, I said, "Doug, I'm getting a lot of complaints about the condition of this. What do you think?" And he went over, he studied it, and he came back with some ideas. But I said, "You know, Doug, I have a guy who's unbelievable at doing swimming pools. Up the road, we have a club. We have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. He did it 20 years ago, and it's perfect to this day." So I asked him, I said, "I have an idea. I'm going to send my contractor over and take a look." He looked at it, he called me up, he said, "Sir, we can do something on it." He said, "It's perfect, actually." He said, "It's really decaying and it's a terrible condition. But if you would, I'd like to work 2 weeks on cleaning it up," which is, if you see right here. I'd like to repoint and fix some of the joints. It won't matter because we're putting a substance over the top, but it's nice to have a nice surface. And he said, "It'd take me 2 weeks. And if you don't mind, then I'd like to pour the latest and greatest filament or material, which is essentially a pool surface, but it's industrial grade pool." And he said, "What color would you like, sir?" I said, "Well, what about turquoise, like in the Bahamas?" He said, "Well, this is Washington, sir. We can give you turquoise, but why don't you try, like, we have a color. It's called American flag blue." I said, "That's the color I like." He talked me into it very easily. So he said, "That's the color I like." So he came in, and remember, 3.5 years. You have to take all the granite out. Then you have to put all brand new granite in. Take years to do it. Over 300 million. Our job will take 1 week and will cost about $1.5 million. And people said, "Wow." And here's the only difference, because somebody said, "Well, the difference is," no, the difference is this is much better. This will last 30, 40, 50 years. And if it didn't, you do it again quickly if you want. So it's being done now, and I think I think you'd find it really amazing to go take a look. So here it is. You see the trucks. He's got scrapers and all sorts of equipment to make the stone as good as possible without removing it. So we're using the existing surface, so we don't have to spend millions of dollars in demolition. And he said, "Much better to leave the stone than it is what's underneath. They're afraid to look." And so you see it's beautiful, clean, it's ready to be taken care of. Here's a sign that we put, and so Doug Burgum and myself are involved in that. But when you take a look at the surface, we have it in good shape, and they just started today putting down the material. It's a machine. It lays it very evenly, beautiful. It goes from one side to the other. It'll take about 3 days. And you're going to end up with a beautiful, beautiful reflecting pool the way it's supposed to be. Much better than it ever was, actually. It'll stay clean. We even have robots that go in it, and they ride around the bottom, and they clean it like your swimming pool, but these are a much higher level. This is industrial grade, and it's really beautiful. So you're going to have a beautiful pool, and you'll have it for July 4th, long before July 4th. Instead of taking 3.5 years, we're taking a week. And instead of spending $301 million, we're spending less than $2 million. And I think it's a great business story because there are many things like that I see. I mean, not maybe to that extent, but there are many things like that I say. I often talk about the pen. This pen's better than the one that they used to give away for $2,000. I won't go on a long story about that because a couple of people said, he kept talking about the pen. No, I gave you the whole history of it. Actually, many people found it interesting, and some people thought I was doing too much of a weave. But actually, it was good stuff. But this pen, for $3, $5, $2, whatever the hell it costs, is better than the one for $1,000 to $2,000 that you used to hand away. So that's the short version of it. I like the short version better. But the long version is this one. So this is an amazing thing that's happening, and this is a big, big beautification. In addition to that, the sidewalk areas around it, which were done in granite, similar granite to that, actually not as nice as we have here, to be honest with you, but you know, the people that did it weren't in the world of real estate like I am. But they have good granite, circling it, and we're gonna repoint it, meaning we're gonna caulk it up and repoint it, make it good. And we're gonna also sandblast it, it'll be like brand new. So we're gonna have, in another couple of weeks, we're gonna have the most beautiful reflecting pool between the Washington Monument and the Lincoln Memorial that you've ever seen. And I hope the media can go over and maybe watch them do it, because I think it's very exciting. And so a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the time, and you get a better product than you could ever get the other way, and it'll be beautiful. And as he said, it will be American flag blue. Any questions, please?
Yes, sir. Could you talk a little bit about why your Navy Secretary was fired yesterday, sir?
He's a wonderful guy. I just put out a statement about him. He's a very good man. I really liked him, but he had some conflict with, not necessarily Pete, with some other, he's a hard charger, and he had some conflicts with some other people, mostly as to building and buying new ships. I'm very aggressive in the new shipbuilding, and somehow he just didn't get along with them. He's an excellent guy. I think he would have gotten along great with me. I didn't really deal with him too much, but he's I consider him to have done a very good job. I put out a nice statement about him. You got to get along, especially in the military. You got to get along, you know. And some people liked him, some people didn't, and that's usually the truth about everything. But I found him to be a very good man, and I liked him a lot.
On the war with Iran, how long are you willing to wait until you get a unified response?
Don't rush me, Jeff. Guys like you want to say, oh, so we were in Vietnam like for 18 years. We were in Iraq for many, many years. We're in for I don't like to say World War II because that was a biggie, but we were 4.5, almost 5 years in World War II. We were in the Korean War for 7 years. I've been doing this for 6 weeks, and their military is totally defeated. They're outside of the little wise guy ships. I call them the wise guy ships, the little boats that they have running around with guns in them. We'll take them out too when we see them. But their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, all of their anti-aircraft machinery is gone. Maybe they loaded up a little bit during the 2-week hiatus, but we'll knock that out in about 1 day if they did. We've done an amazing job. Their leaders are gone. Their leaders are all gone. Part of the problem is that, that's why I can't really answer your question. They have all new leadership, and they're fighting like cats and dogs for who's going to control. Because we've created a real mess for them, but they've created a mess for the world over the last 47 years. They've killed a lot of our people. When you see a soldier, a young person, or now an older person, but a person without legs or without arms or with a face that got blown to pieces, most likely it was from Iran. It was Soleimani who I killed. Soleimani loved the roadside bomb. He was an evil genius. He was a brilliant general. Probably we wouldn't be as far advanced had I not taken him out. That was the beginning of it all. And then I ended the Obama horror show. The nuclear transaction that he made was horror. He gave him a road to the, what the deal that he did, the Iran nuclear deal, was so bad. He gave him a road to a nuclear weapon. And I will tell you, I deal with him. You cannot give Iran a nuclear weapon. This is all about a nuclear weapon. They cannot have the nuclear
what a
bomb.
pump.
They're not going to have the
All
nuclear
right.
bomb.
I'm going to
So
cut
we've
this
taken out
stream
their
off.
military.
There's only 2 people
We've hit
watching.
about
Thanks for
75%
watching.
of our